keep a very positive mindset. Even when things go pear-shaped, I take the positive.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Eric Swinton of V-Cycle. Just had a really 2 hours of walking through Wan Chai, looking at recycling, meeting with the recyclers, the elderly themselves who are behind Hong Kong's recycling of plastics and corrugated packaging, and also talking about V-Cycle, a 10-month-old startup really focused on upcycling, working with the elderly, building a new model for materials. Can you do me a favor and just quickly introduce yourself and what you're doing at V-Cycle?
Okay, so my name's Eric Swinton. I run a social enterprise called V-Cycle. Okay. So what we do is that we have education programs on plastic reduction and also plastic responsible recycling, as well as beach cleanups, and we take care of waste pickers through recycling PET bottles.
How did you get into this? How long have you been doing it? And what have been some of the early successes?
Okay, so V-Cycle is still a baby. So we're 10 months old. Why I started V-Cycle is because 4 years ago, whilst I was working for a corporate gifts company, and I had another moment. At that time, I wanted to promote eco-friendly materials instead of like plastic pens and plastic USBs. I wanted something more eco-friendly and practical and meaningful. So I did a lot of research on different materials and also research on the environment of Hong Kong. So plastic pollution has always come up in my research.
Okay, so on the one hand you have the plastic issue that you're focused on from the environmental side.
Yeah.
Socially, you're working a lot with elderly waste pickers.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about them? What's their life like? How hard is it? How much money can they make from waste picking?
They live a very hard life in Hong Kong. They, on average, they are 60 to 85 years old. The eldest I met is 96 years old.
A 96-year-old waste picker.
Waste picker.
Wow.
Yeah. Rain, sunshine, storm, they work 8 a.m. till 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Constantly worried that the cardboards get stolen. A lot of competitions in the neighborhood, and also worried about the government department confiscating their trolleys, confiscating the cardboards. They get abused by the public, not recognized by the government.
How much money do they make a month?
They make around 3,000 Hong Kong dollars a month.
And
waste picking on average.
How the hell do they live on 3,000 a month in Hong Kong?
Yes.
Hong Kong is one of the most expensive places in the world to live.
It's very hard.
What's their living conditions like?
They do have government housing. Okay. The government has subsidies for them. But some of them don't take the government subsidy because they think that they would like to work for their own living. So they decided not to take the government subsidy. In Hong Kong, a lunch would cost somewhere between $50 to $70, and per day they don't even make that amount. So what they do is they go to the market, the wet market. They pick up scraps on the floor. They pick up almost rotten fruits and vegetables. They cut off the rotten bit and they cook the still good parts.
So you're 10 months old. You've got a big problem that you want to fix.
Yes.
How did you get started?
Well, the decision to start my own social enterprise took almost 6 months before it was conceived. I talked to a lot of people in this industry, just gathering information, and I also did research on my own. I found out that there's a machine called the reverse vending machines, that takes used beverage bottles, and in return the user can collect some kind of reward. So I went to a company in Beijing that manufacture these machines, and then I flew up to Beijing and and when I went there, they showed me around the factories and showed me how the machine works. And they told me that there's a guy in Hong Kong who's already working on this machine in Hong Kong. And no one knows about these machines in Hong Kong.
Right.
But they do actually function here.
Okay.
So I went to see this guy called Andy, and we got talking, and I volunteered to help him out to promote these machines, and that's what got me started.
How did you get started financially? Like, who put the money in? What kind of budget were you working with?
Yeah.
And then how have you tried to sustain your business model?
We had about 1.2 million Hong Kong dollars to start with.
Okay, so about 200,000 US, roughly.
Yeah, 200,000 US roughly. And that just kept us going for the last 10 months.
Okay.
And now we have 5,000 Hong Kong dollars in the bank.
Okay, so about $750 in the bank. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really panicking, because I believe that things will just happen. I know that.
But what about your staff? Like, you told them, like, hey guys, we're on empty. How do they take that? How do they feel? Does this, are they acting negatively or positively? How's it going?
They're acting very positively, actually. It's funny, I mentioned about our cash flow situation and our financial situation to them last week, and they got a deep understanding of how this business is run, and after that everyone got their act more together. They're working even harder, and it's like this is like a family-run business.
So how are you gonna get your money? You got to make it. You pay on the 7th of the month. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
So you have about 29 days to find your money so you can pay out your salary. So what are you doing?
Yeah, just I would say it's good karma. Things happen. Things will happen or provide the opportunity or to provide the necessity for you when you need it.
Yeah.
So I have a friend in the UK that I've known for many years, and he's been following us on Facebook. We had a chat about opening up our own business back in the days, a few years back, and we didn't carry that conversation forward because he was busy. But then he was following my our social media feeds, and he sees that we're doing good things, and he's now willing to invest his money into the business.
Great.
So
I won't say problem. Part of the challenge with this is that we want to fix really big problems.
Yeah.
But then when we take our day-to-day business, we're kind of like, well, things will provide.
Yeah.
How do you balance that? Because on one end, you're panicking to solve a global problem.
Yeah.
But you're not panicking about your cash flow. How do you balance that? How do you reconcile?
It's just the mindset, because I keep a very positive mindset. Even when things go pear-shaped, I take the positive out of it. It's always in life's always up and down. Even when you're up, I still keep a very calm attitude. Because I don't want my emotion to go too up and down all the time.
You're gonna have bad days.
Yep.
Your stomach's gonna get upset. You're not gonna be able to sleep. Whatever. Do you actively remind yourself of the positives, or have you got a process where it just like, how do you pick out the positives when you're going through that time? What's your process for that?
Yeah. Initially, I find it hard to keep being positive, but it's just a process. You keep reminding yourself that things will work out eventually. Don't worry about it. Things will go wrong. Sometimes, there's always a solution to problems.
What does the next 5 years look like for V-Cycle?
Yeah, ideally we would like to have our own factory in the new territory in Hong Kong to recycle all types of plastics.
Okay.
That's a big dream.
Okay.
In smaller steps, increments, we would like to set up like small districts recycling centers to do the separation at source before going to the big factory. Okay. And I hope to create jobs for waste pickers. And I want to create jobs for people who find it hard to get a job. Okay. Okay. I know that some social enterprise in different countries in the world, they operate on a no CV basics. So for interview, you don't need to send in a CV. You just go in and present yourself.
Right.
And not really difficult jobs.
Sure.
Like you don't need to have high education qualification.
Sure.
You just go there and present yourself.
If you're talking into that camera to a 28-year-old who is basically looking at the same challenge and wants to do something, what are 3 things that they should keep in mind either before starting a social enterprise or in the early stages? What are the 3 lessons that you would give them?
Okay, one is passion. You really need to have passion to do what you're doing. And secondly, you have to be persistent. And thirdly, you have to keep a very calm mindset. No matter it is you experience the high or low, just keep calm and things will turn out to be good.